Hi all, Laura Conrad here with All About Wearing Hair. I'm doing a follow-up video about sizing your wig. I did one before, but maybe it didn't show well enough where I start the sewing and end the sewing. This is the needle that I use. I got it off Amazon. You can easily find them. Just look up. I'll put a link too, but just look up wig sewing kit and they show up. It doesn't matter what color of thread. I just use black because, I don't know, that's what I got. So here's my wig. I have a smaller than average ear to ear and front to nape. So the back of my head, they're always big, especially like at the bottom, and the back sides, I can usually pull material, plus they hit the back of my ears. So here's my wig. I have started to size her a little bit. Let me show you where I've started to size her already. And I haven't cut that long piece of thread, but okay. So here's the top of the cap. Here's the ear tab part where you can clip it to your head. This is typically right around here is where it starts pushing on the back of my ear. So I need to take in some material. And I did not do a great job on this, but it works. So I took it in there all the way down to the center of the nape. And then I'll do it on the other side as well. I like to do it halfway. Try it on, see what it feels like. I tried it on. It's pretty good ear to ear. It's still a little bit too big. I could pinch it on my head right about here. So that's the nice thing about doing it yourself is you can really custom fit it. It's a little bit still too much material right here. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other side first, retry it on. If it's still too big there, I'll put another shorter stitch in basically here to here, right next to the other one, nice and snug. And it should take up that material and I shouldn't feel it at all. You want to avoid these parts of the wig. You don't want to sew these parts down unless you have a sensitive head like I do and you don't like these pushing into your head. And sometimes the wig, for me, a lot of times will fit tight enough for me on my circumference. It's just the other parts of the wig that don't fit as well. Sometimes I can't even have these attached here because this middle piece pushes in right where my lymph nodes are on the back of my head. And so I have to undo these anyway and I shove them up inside my wig. Well, they can fall down. So all you have to do, I wouldn't necessarily sew it if you're sensitive like I am. I wouldn't necessarily sew it right where it attaches. I'm going to sew it a little further inside my wig. So that's where it attaches. I would just stitch it down inside where it's tucked up in. So I would sew it here rather than here. And you just put like 1 or 2 little stitches. You're supposed to be careful with your wig so it shouldn't come undone or pop out. The stitch shouldn't. So I'm just going to put like 1 or 2 stitches there to sew it in. Okay? And so that's the bottom of the wig. I know this light isn't great. My son held the thing for me last time, so it showed better because this lighting is not great. Here's the inside. This one has not been sized yet, this side. So you just take your thing, and maybe it's better if I close that a little bit. Okay. So start up here. You just get into a little bit of that lace there, or not, this isn't the lace, I mean the top of the cap. And then you just get like the top edge of it, so you're not grabbing the hair necessarily underneath it. It's not going to affect the hair and how it shows. You stick it right there. Well, the metal earpiece is, I can feel that metal earpiece there. So you just gotta like go around it where it will push through. Right, like that. And if you make a mistake, you can just take it out, redo it. If you try it on and it doesn't feel good, that clip popped open. Now, here's another thing that I'm thinking I'm going to start doing is not necessarily taking the clips out, even though I have a buzzed head. Some caps I'm going to start leaving it in because if it doesn't have a metal ear tab that that you can press to your head. This one does have a little bit of one, so I could take the clip out if I want. But if you take that clip out and it doesn't have an ear tab, a metal piece inside the fabric, this is gonna lift when you push your hair back, put it behind your ear, whatever. This will constantly lift off of the side of your head. Drives me crazy. So some of them I'm going to be constructing a ear tab for myself, a little metal piece. I'm going to use a pipe cleaner. I'm going to sew it into a piece of felt and then sew it on to some of those that I took off. This one, these typically don't bother me, so we'll see if I leave this one in or not. But I just wanted to put that out there as well. So if you just see, I'm just taking a little piece. You don't want too much of the fabric in there. Trying to see if it's focusing on what I'm doing. You pull that part out of the way, otherwise it'll get cut up in the stitch. And then that's it. That's how I do it. I want to see how you all do it, because I know some other ladies probably size their own wigs. I want to see how you do it. So have your kid hold the phone for you, do a little video, or at least show me afterwards. I want to see how you guys did it. See, this clip is real close to this, where it's sewn in is really close to the edge of the cap. So it's making it a little harder for me to get in there. Therefore, who knows, maybe I really will take that clip out. But this is how you do it, all the way down. All the way down the wig. And I'll go from here all along. This is where it pushes in the back of my head, so I'll make sure I get a pretty good piece there. I'll avoid this stuff. Now I'll go underneath it, into the elastic is where I go here. And then these are a little bit harder, but I go underneath these little, where you can latch them. I go underneath those. I don't sew into that in case I do want to hook my fastener. Then I don't sew those down, and I'll go to the center of the wig. And that's it. That's all you have to do. So, and if you run out of thread, like a lot of times I do, then you just tie it off and put a new piece of thread in there. And you're going to pinch, like, however much it's too big for you. I wouldn't do too big of a chunk at once, because then you might be able to feel that. Maybe you can do two medium size or two smaller ones right next to each other. I typically do not do it. Not even typically. I don't do it in the back of the cap, because I like low density wigs, and I can feel the bump in the middle of the back of my head. That's why I like to do it on the sides. That's just me. Let me know what you think. If this is not clear enough for you, I can definitely do a FaceTime with you. You just reach out to me, let me know how I can help. It's really good to be able to size your own wigs. You got to do it. You got to do it. You'll see after you do it a couple of times how easy it is. Okay? Promise you can do it. All right. Let me know if you have any questions, any other videos you guys are wanting, and I'll do them. Have a great day.